What's up, everyone? Happy new day. This is day 3 at the Warm Robot Studio redo. Aiming to make the Akai MG1214 the brain of our studio, and I've got some updates. So I swapped out the TS cables for TRS cables. Now I've got all 12 of these patched into the PatchBay. So the direct outs on the Akai are now going into the top row of this PatchBay. 1 through 12, these are all the direct outs. So direct outs going straight into the top row of the PatchBay. On the front, that's what it looks like. Y'all have seen a PatchBay before, I'm sure. They're connected to here. I've got the PatchBay set up. It's in half normal mode. So anything plugged into here goes immediately to the channel below it. And then on the bottom, on the back of this, the bottom row is the inputs of the Model 24. So, yep, all these cables are connected to the bottom row right here. So immediately the direct outs hit the Tascam. But I can break these. Since it's in half normal mode, if I plug something into here and route it somewhere else, it still goes there, but I also have a separate signal flowing to wherever I want it to go. So that's pretty fun. I also went ahead and patched in the tape outs of the 244. I haven't tested this yet, but I just wanted to connect it. These outputs are going through a snake to these channels, 13 through 16. Again, it's an output, so it's on the top row, and right now nothing is connected to the bottom, but I could basically just patch that, tape out 1 to any of the channels that I have plugged in here. So yeah, starting to get some routing going on that, and I'm pretty stoked. All right, I also just patched in input 1 through 4. I connected these inputs to these points on the PatchBay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've noticed that, I'm going to switch this to through, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I don't want these to be immediately connected. That would create a feedback loop, because the top is the tape out, and that is the tape in. So we don't want those connected. If it's through, this does not flow down. And I'm getting to the point where I've got so many things plugged into this first PatchBay that it can get really easy to get lost. And one of the lame things about this one is there's not enough room to label every single input jack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an Excel sheet, and we'll look at that just so it makes more sense. All right, so here we are in Excel. I created a little document that highlights and outlines what the same layout as the PatchBay. So you can see on the top row we have outputs and inputs. That's traditionally how PatchBays are set up. And then 1 through 24, that's the number of points on it. And you can see here that I've defined 1 through 12, the outputs. It's connected to the Akai MG1214. I've set the mode to half normal, HN, which means that anything going into 1, the output is immediately connected to the input of the Tascam Model 12. And that's true for basically every channel 1 through 12. Then I plugged in the Tascam 244, that's the old tape machine for the guitar tone that I hope to get. The output of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, is immediately connected to the Tascam. Well, it's not. It's the top row is the output of it, and the bottom row is the input to the tape machine. And then they're set to through. So whatever is the output is not connected to the input, the output and the input in that order. They're not connected, so it won't create feedback. Those will only connect if I patch them together, which I wouldn't do. But the benefit of that is I can take basically any instrument and plug it into that, and then I can also patch the output into wherever I want. Yeah. I've also, I haven't set these up yet, but this is how I could set it up going down the line. I could half normal the Model 24 sub out to the 8-track, the input of it, and then have the output of the 8-track immediately go to the reel-to-reel, and then it could have the output of the reel-to-reel immediately go to the tape deck, the 1/4-inch tape deck, and then have the output of the tape deck, I could plug that into whatever, but it wouldn't be half normal to anything. I could, but I don't think I will. So the only area that I'm seeing a potential issue is here. I might need to figure out another way to have additional channels patched into the Model 24, because right now I'm only using 1 through 12, but it goes all the way up to basically 24, so I'm going to think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Alright, so I tried to plug the guitar in and have the tape outs go to the Model 24. That doesn't work. I think that only works for playing back stuff that is recorded to the tape. I'm not necessarily trying to do that. So what I did is I swapped out, I connected the main outs of the Tascam 24 to channel 13 and 14. It's the stereo channel here. And then I've got a guitar plugged in to channel 1. Let's see what happens.